Tenet is Christopher Nolan's anticipated summer blockbuster that has been delayed for more than a month. I watched Tenet in the cinema, the first time I've been into one since the 14th of March where I watched Dark Waters, literally a week before the UK lockdown. Now this movie became an event for me, the baptism back into the cinema to watch the art form I love the most. And the question is this, was it worth the wait? Is Christopher Nolan's Tenet the cinematic masterpiece to bring the world back into the seats of the auditorium? It is, but it isn't Nolan's greatest hit. Tenet is once again a love letter to the cinematic experience. What Chris Nolan has created is first and foremost a film that has to be seen on the biggest screen with the loudest speakers, because to watch Tenet on your TV screen is to the film a huge disservice. Nolan has created a cinema experience that has to be watched on the cinema screen, otherwise you are missing a key element in the film's arsenal. But the movie isn't perfect and Chris Nolan isn't a perfect filmmaker, so do not expect a flawless movie because you are not going to get one. With the scope of Tenet, Nolan has created an almost impossible task to keep every audience on his level of thinking. The movie is a thinker. You cannot go into it and turn off your brain. You have to follow every step, otherwise you can lose yourself into the intricacies of the world of Tenet. You are dealing with time travel that is travelling in the present. But it isn't impossible to follow along. You can and will follow the basic steps of the movie, albeit if you can understand the characters and what they are saying. It is a problem with Chris Nolan recently from his last two movies, Dunkirk and Interstellar, where the characters' dialogue is lost in the sounds of the movie, from the music to the sound design. You will struggle to follow what each character has to say, and with a movie that has a huge reliance on explanations, that does become a problem. Tenet becomes a visual story, not by Nolan making that a decision, but because you can hardly hear what the characters are saying, so you are going along with the characters' actions. But this shouldn't deter you from thinking this will make the movie too complex, because it isn't, and don't let anyone else tell you that you will not understand Tenet, because you will. Listen carefully and follow each scene with keen eyes, and you will understand the core story of Tenet. Trust me. And it is easy to fall into the world of Tenet because the high point of this movie is action set pieces, from the opening scene that had the whole cinema shaking with the movie's music and sound design. It literally gave me goosebumps, that opening set piece. That is Nolan at his best. Visceral storytelling. Absolutely brilliant. And let's talk about the characters and acting. Obviously, the star of Tenet is the acting of both John D. Washington and Robert Pattinson, both comfortable in the settings they are put in and both use each other to elevate their own performance. They become a duo that carry this movie. Both John D. Washington and Robert Pattinson are becoming names that can dominate movies for years. I don't want to say too much about who is in the film because there are some surprising names that pop up that I didn't even see in the advertising. But I do want to give a shout out to Himish Patel. I've seen this guy on EastEnders, and now he has acted for Chris Nolan and Danny Boyle. That just puts a smile on my face. But the performance that outdoes everyone in Tenet is that of the film's composer, Ludwig Göransson. Hans Zimmer, a longtime partner of Chris Nolan, couldn't do the movie because of his commitment to composing Dune, so to fill his boots is a huge achievement for Ludwig. His score is incredible, so powerful that it becomes a tool for Nolan to heighten scenes. It is prominent, and when you hear it, it will give you chills. Truly one of the best aspects of the movie. But it isn't all roses for Nolan and Tenet. There are problems, especially in the middle part of the movie, where for me, the film drags to a halt and the relentless pace it promised in the first set piece is halted, and you get interactions that are necessary to the plot, but they are not executed in an exciting way. Instead, you are left waiting, hoping that this specific part of the movie can move on quicker to get to the more exciting set pieces Nolan has conjured up. However, overall Tenet is a movie I am full-heartedly glad I watched in cinemas, and the idea that the first movie I've seen in cinemas since the lockdown was a Christopher Nolan movie makes me happy. It doesn't change the story of Tenet nor the outcome of my feelings over the film, but knowing that the director I look up to, the one that first brought my attention to the art form of films, is the one to bring me back into a cinema, is a beautiful moment. Tenet isn't the masterpiece that will probably challenge your top spot for greatest movie of all time, but the visceral storytelling created by Christopher Nolan will surely make you appreciate the art form of the cinematic experience. To paraphrase the movie that sums it up best, don't overthink it, just feel it.